Thanks for tuning in. This is Sweet Cyclist. Today we're going to be reviewing the Fabric Lumaray V2 front light. So here we have Fabric's latest Lumaray V2 front light. It's a really unique product from Fabric that sandwiches between your Garmin mount and the computer to provide daytime light. Packaging wise, really well done, as with other Fabric products. You have really high contrast lettering on here. The light itself is prominently displayed, and you can actually interact with it and look at the LED design. You have all the specs on here as well, so everything you need to know about the light is printed on here with illustrations of how it actually mounts. Let me go ahead and take it out of the box and we'll go over some of the specs. This is a $36 light. This is what I would call a be-seen light, as it even says on the packaging. So it has up to 60 lumens of visibility compared to the 30 lumens from the previous version. It has compatibility with both Garmin and Wahoo computers, although you do have to note with some Wahoo computers you need an additional adapter from Wahoo to fit the computer. They do recommend you still use the tether and definitely don't use incompatible devices, even though they might fit, to avoid having it potentially fall off. It has 4 different output modes and up to 7 hours of runtime, which is pretty decent for most people's riding. Micro USB rechargeable as well. So inside the box, we have the basic packaging, a little cardboard container here, and if I pop that open, we should find our USB cable. So we have the user manual, we have the USB cable, and this is a really nice USB cable, just like the LumaSense, which we've also reviewed here. It's kind of a woven design, fairly short, micro USB of course. So nice cable. You have the light itself with a really unique form factor and wraparound LED design. And you have the Wahoo adapter. Now let's take a look at the weight of the Fabric Lumaray version 2. So the whole unit comes in at 44 grams. So now let's take a closer look at the fit and finish of the Lumaray V2 front light. It's a pretty unique product from Fabric that offers a daytime light solution without a bulk of an additional light. It's designed to sandwich between a normal Garmin mount and then provide a Garmin mount for your computer on top. Now, out of the box, I do provide the Wahoo adapter. So you can see there's 2 Allen keys here. You can take that out. And then you have these nice orientation indicators here on the top and bottom, these 3 little divots. That ensures you place it correctly so you can swap it out for Wahoo. Note, you would need an additional adapter for some Wahoo computers. So be aware of that, as that additional adapter will push the computer a little bit higher to accommodate different designs. The entire body of this Fabric light is plastic, so pretty light, with a integrated rechargeable USB light. On top you have Fabric, so you can even run this by itself. You have the logo. You have this really nice COB LED design that wraps all the way around. Now if I hold it on, power button on for 3 seconds, you'll see when it's on you get really nice side visibility even from high angles. They advertise this as 270-degree side visibility, which is really great. Now at 60 lumens, this is fairly bright, but not bright enough to ride with, obviously. This is definitely a be-seen light versus a seen light. So definitely ride with an additional light if you're riding in the dark. On the bottom, you'll find the Garmin mount, all plastic, some hidden screws, and the Fabric logo again. On the other side, you'll find the USB port, so you can actually charge this while it's still on the bike, because it's still accessible. Standard USB port here. It's not a USB Type-C, unfortunately, so you still will need a standard micro USB charging cable. Overall, feels really nicely built, and the power button is really easy to toggle, as it's pretty grippy. There are 4 different modes. It's a 3-second hold, which feels a little bit long, and there's no mode memory, which is unfortunate. Single click to cycle through, and then long hold to turn off. And you can see when I turn it on again, no mode memory means it all will turn on to the flash mode. You can also see the low battery status indicator here. There's no more granular battery status, but you can see once you're less than 20 minutes, it will show a little backlight here to indicate you need to charge it. This is easy to miss though, as you really have to see it from a side angle. Now let's take a look at the Lumaray with a standard out and front mount. Here I have the Magic Shine TTA mount, but you can use obviously any mount. Now we'll slide it on here. You can hear a really nice click, feels really secure. And it gives it a really nice profile here. It's fairly thin, so it kind of, depending on what kind of computer you have, you barely notice you have it. Here I have an older Garmin computer. If I attach that, you can see the Garmin computer here is a little bit thicker than the actual light. From the top view, you barely notice the fabric light itself. So it has a nice form factor that really blends in. Side profile, you can see nice and thin, and it adds that extra visibility without additional light. It also lets you do multitasking with your out and front mount. Traditionally, you have the top and front, the bottom and top, where you could put a computer and a light. Now you can have a daytime light, computer, GoPro, or another light. So it makes it really convenient to keep your handlebars really empty and stack everything onto your out and front mount. So now let's take a look at the light output from the Lumaray. What I really liked about this is the wraparound LED design, and as you can see here in the high steady mode, it ends up with really good side visibility and more than bright enough to be seen. Now there are 4 different modes. There's high with 60 lumens and up to 2 hours of runtime. There's also a low steady mode for 7.5 hours of runtime, as well as 2 different flash modes. You have disrupt, which is a regular, for 7 hours, and then a normal flash, which is just a on-off for another 7 hours of runtime. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the Lumaray V2. What I really liked about the light was the sleek mounting design. It's a really clever way to add light, as it sandwiches between your Garmin mount and your computer. Also, that wraparound LED design really has great side visibility. It's up to 270 degrees. And also the fact that you get daytime visibility without bulk. You don't have to run additional light or find another mounting point. What I don't like about the light is the lack of mode memory. It always shows up on the flash mode regardless of which mode you turn it off on. And that can be annoying if you don't want to use that mode each time. You also need an additional adapter for Wahoo Bolt and Roam computers, which runs another $15, so you do have to account for that. Also, it lacks a clear battery status checker. As with most USB rechargeable lights, it only has a low battery status warning, which is really easy to miss. So especially with the lower run times of the Lumaray, you do have to stay on top of charging it. Taking everything into account, I would give the light an 8.6 out of 10. I think it's a really innovative be-seen light that lets you multitask your out and front mount even more than a double-sided mount. So you can get up to 3 different gadgets on one mount. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to see more content from us, you can visit our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is A Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.